morning, Benedicte. Great to see you. Lots of transparency from the royal family related to these recent health crises. This is quite unusual, isn't it?
Very unusual. Transparency is not a word you associate with palace communications. It is extremely rare, but clearly this is a different monarch. These are different times. This is the 21st century. Lots of people have, whether it's iPhones or other devices, and clearly to get in front of the story, the palace suddenly, shock news, as is confirmed certainly in the British press across all the papers, King's cancer shock. So surprise, shock, emotion. Speaking to some of the cab drivers on the way here, they're saying, look, the man has got a cancer scare, and what we have found out in the last hour or so is that the British Prime Minister, who's gone on the airwaves, Rishi Sunak, has said, quote, it was caught early. And it's interesting, this transparency issue, because of course it did not exist under his late mother, the Queen Elizabeth II. It certainly didn't exist in different times under his grandfather. But it's transparency up to a point, because we know it's not prostate cancer. That is what was said in the communique published last night by Buckingham Palace. We know it's a form of cancer, but we don't know what form of cancer. We know, because of the Prime Minister, that it's been quote, caught early, but we don't know what the timeline is for his treatment. We simply know it's regular treatment, that it's a form of cancer, and therefore we don't know whether he'll be having chemotherapy, radiotherapy, or indeed whether this will affect, apart from the cancelling and postponing of his public-facing duties, how it will affect him in the coming months. So what the timeline is of when he will be able to resume, as he hopes and is optimistic that he will go back to his full duties. No constitutional change. He is the head of state, and of course Rishi Sunak, with whom he's communicating as per the constitution, is the head of government.
Benedict, given that, as you mentioned, King Charles will be undergoing this treatment and presumably will be out of the public eye for potentially weeks or even months, other royals will need to step in. And could this potentially include Prince Harry, who's reportedly on his way back to the UK?
Other royals will indeed have to step in. And let's be clear, working royals. Who are the working royals? Well, certainly King Charles's spouse, Queen Camilla, and indeed she in the last week or so has been replacing Charles occasionally on some of his engagements. Of course, the heir to the throne, as you would expect, Prince William, but he's under increased pressure already because his wife, Catherine, was indeed in the same London clinic where we learnt on the very same day the King was having his benign, we were told, prostate enlargement treatment before this shock news last night that he has a form of cancer. But also there will be Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, who will be stepping up to duties, and also one of the other brothers of King Charles, and that was Prince Edward and his wife, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. But Prince Harry, we think, is probably about to get a plane from California. We know that before the public announcement last night, it was made known in the communique that King Charles had spoken to both his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, before the publication of the news, and indeed, as per the Constitution, to Rishi Sunak, and had also spoken to his siblings, Princess Anne, Prince Edward and Prince Andrew. We do not expect Prince Harry or indeed Prince Andrew, who are not working royals, to be replacing the King on any of his engagements.
Benedict, thank you very much for that. Benedicte Paviot reporting there for us outside a very windy Buckingham Palace.